My 24F husband, 26M, left me passed out on the floor while sick and then got mad at me the next morning. We've been married for a few years now and we have a baby together. After the baby came, things got rough for a while. We had relationship issues, arguments, silence, disconnection. But I thought we'd worked through them. He promised me he'd be better, and for a while, he was. He started doing his share around the house. Chores were never a big issue. He'd just do what needed to be done without complaining or commenting. It was nice, and I convinced myself that meant things were good again. But something at the back of my head always felt off. I didn't explore it then. Maybe I didn't want to. But now I see it clearly. He never showed me care. Real, emotional care. He'd get irritated, frustrated even, if I caused any extra inconvenience. It's strange how long it took me to notice. 2 days ago, I started feeling sick. It was that awful heavy feeling, like my skin was too thick and my head too light all at once. By night, I was freezing and shivering, but still functioning. I mentioned it to him before bed, and we went to sleep. Yesterday morning, I woke up feeling like my bones had turned to lead. I don't even know how I got through the day. It was like I was running on autopilot. My boss messaged me some work, so I did it on my phone before the baby woke up. Then I rolled out of bed, took my little sister to school, came back, and tried to keep working. Usually I can switch between being a mom and working pretty easily. But yesterday, I just lay on the floor next to my 1-year-old while she watched Ms. Rachel. I couldn't move much. Every breath felt heavy. Later, I picked my sister up from school again, made dinner, and by the time my husband got home, I was dead on my feet. Every time I moved, it felt like I was lagging, like my body couldn't keep up with me. I told him this several times. We ate dinner, I put away the leftovers. Then I put the baby to bed. He said he had to do some quick work in his office, so he left me alone. After that, my memory gets foggy. I remember finding myself in his office at some point. We exchanged a few words. I don't remember what they were. And then, I must have blacked out. Because the next thing I knew, I woke up on the floor of his office. Alone. Everything felt heavy. I dragged myself up, went out into the hall, and realized all the lights were off. The kitchen hadn't been touched, and he was already in bed. I just stood there, staring at the dark kitchen, and something in me broke. He didn't care, he never cared. I knew he wasn't going to clean the kitchen tomorrow. I knew he didn't care that I was sick or barely functioning. I knew deep down that he was just going to sleep peacefully while I was struggling to even stand. But I still loaded the dishwasher, then I went to bed. 5 minutes later, as I was finally drifting off, he snapped at me, angry. He told me to get up and turn off the kitchen lights. I didn't have the energy to argue. I just ignored him and fell asleep. This morning I woke up drenched in sweat, but the heaviness was gone. That's when it hit me. I really was sick, and he still hadn't cared. He was upset with me, stomping around, refusing to look at me or speak. When I asked what was wrong, he just mumbled something about me confusing him. Everything from yesterday hit me all at once. It was like a floodgate opening. I realized this isn't new. He's never taken care of me. Not once. He's never done something inconvenient for my sake. Every time I've been sick, it's the same story. He gets angry at me. After I gave birth, it was even worse. He was mad that the house wasn't perfectly clean, that things weren't kept up. 2 weeks postpartum, I fainted from exhaustion. Do you know what he said? He yelled that it was my fault, that I did it to myself by not taking care of myself. But just 2 days before that, he was angry that the laundry wasn't done. He told me I needed to clean the kitchen because it smelled bad and he didn't want to cook in there anymore. He never woke up at night with the baby, not once. I don't know how I didn't see it before, how I ignored it, how I let myself believe that better meant he cared. All those moments, every time I was sick, tired, overwhelmed, he wasn't there. And now standing in the kitchen, I felt disgusted. Disgusted by how long I've carried the weight of both our lives. Then this morning, he texted me. He said, I'm beat. Could barely brush my teeth this morning. I just stared at the message. What am I even supposed to say to that? I've cared for him after surgeries. I've cleaned, cooked, and taken care of him through every cold, every ache, every complaint. And the one time I collapse, the one time I need him, he disappears. I don't even know what to do with this realization. How do you stay with someone who shows you, over and over, that your pain is just an inconvenience to them? I'm trying to process it all, but every memory that comes up makes me feel sick. How did I not see this before? And how do I ever unsee it now? Update. Hi. So, I'm still alive. It's kind of wild to even say that. A week or two ago, I got a surprising number of messages from people checking in on me. Strangers, even, just asking if I was okay. It was really kind. I didn't expect anyone to care, but you did. And I really appreciate it. Anyway, here's what happened. That same day, I went to the hospital. A shocking number of people thought maybe my husband had tampered with something, but no, nothing like that. The doctor said nothing came up. But he did tell me something that stopped me in my tracks. My blood pressure was high, like dangerously high. He said I needed to see a cardiologist, and my appointment's still a month away. When my husband got home from work, he was acting like everything was completely normal. I decided to test it to see if he'd even mention what happened the night before. The fact that I passed out cold on the office floor? But nothing, not a word. So after I got the baby down for the night, I asked him, "Why did I wake up alone in your office?" He got instantly angry, like annoyed that I'd even brought it up. He said, "You were acting confusing." What was I supposed to do? You should have told me what you wanted me to do. I told him I went to the hospital, that they said it might be stress related heart issues. And he just blew up, yelling that I'm the one causing my own early grave, that it's my fault for not taking care of myself. Then he stormed off, slammed the door, and locked himself in our bedroom, leaving me to clean up after dinner. Again. Except this time, I didn't. I went to the couch, put on a movie, and just sat there. For once, I let the dishes stay dirty. A while later, he came out, and suddenly he was all sweet, flirty even. He tried to lay down next to me, asking what I was watching, trying to be cute. But I wasn't playing along. I couldn't. When I didn't respond the way he wanted, he got angry again, stormed off and locked me out of the bedroom. The next morning, I woke up to him slamming around the kitchen, cussing about how I couldn't even clean properly. I just walked away, went back to bed. He made sure I couldn't sleep, kept making noise, slamming things, muttering. Later that day, he complained that he was starving because I didn't make him breakfast or lunch. That was the moment I decided I needed a break. So I gave myself one. No work, no chores, just me and my baby. We went to the park, the library. I even stopped by my in-laws. I tried to talk to his mom about the heart thing, and she said, "Poor husband's name. He's probably going to stress about this." That's when it hit me. I couldn't do this anymore. That night, I picked up pizza for dinner. Got home just after he did. He looked furious. But this time, it felt different. I tried to ignore it, to just go through the motions. He cleaned the kitchen really loudly, muttering under his breath the whole time. I washed up our daughter, put her to bed, and tried not to let the tension choke me. Then, he started in on me, talking aggressively, saying I'd been getting lazy, that I wasn't putting in effort, that a relationship is a two-way street. I started yelling back, telling him how I cook, clean, manage his child, and still work at the same time. So how on earth could I be the one who's lazy? How could he keep expecting me to do more? That's when everything changed. He lost it. He started throwing dishes at me, glass shattering everywhere. And when he ran out of things to throw, he grabbed me. He strangled me. Then he just left, walked out of the house. I was shaking so hard I could barely dial, but I called the police. My baby woke up crying. Neighbors came to the door because they heard the yelling, the glass breaking, everything. It was chaos. When he finally came back, he tried to flip it, told the police that I did everything, even said the bruises around my neck were self-inflicted. I still can't fully process it. It all happened so fast. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had just sucked it up, if I hadn't rebelled. Would things have gone differently? Would he still be pretending to love me? I have my first therapy session scheduled for next Tuesday. I guess I'll talk about all of this there. Right now, my husband's staying with his mom. I'm living with my grandmother. I've moved almost all of my stuff out of the apartment. There's a temporary restraining order in place. The hearing's tomorrow morning. I'm scared. I won't lie. I haven't seen him since that night. My daughter keeps asking where her dad is, and I don't know what to tell her. That's my update. I feel numb, detached, like I'm watching all of this happen to someone else. I could probably keep typing. There's so much more that's happened. But it already feels too long. And honestly, I don't want to cry again. After reading this back, I sound like such a whiny baby. But I promise, I don't sound like this in person. I think I'm just overwhelmed. Still, I want to say thank you, because if I hadn't posted before, if I hadn't seen all those kind comments and caring messages, I don't know if I would have called the police. This was the scariest thing he's ever done to me. But it wasn't the first time he hurt me. There were so many small moments before this. Times I excused, justified, minimized. When I wrote that first post, it was just a vent. But your responses gave me something I didn't even know I needed. A push. A reminder that this isn't normal. That I'm not crazy for wanting peace. I only have my little sister and my grandmother. I can't tell my grandmother much. She's too frail, too sensitive. My dad was an alcoholic. He died driving drunk. My mom left us not long after. Went to Russia for a man. I don't know how she's doing, and to be honest, I don't really care. She wasn't kind to us growing up, so really, it's just us. That's why your kindness meant so much. You reminded me that there are still good people out there. People who don't know me, but still took the time to care. I don't know what the future looks like yet. I don't even know what tomorrow will bring. But I'm trying. I'm breathing. I'm here. And that's enough for now.